welcome to another episode of Breathe Joy with Hazel. So, today I am being called to share the power of being seen. So, who is afraid of being seen? Raise your hand. So, yes, I am out here in the social media world, posting on YouTube, posting on Instagram, posting on LinkedIn, all the things to elevate myself, my business. But a huge part of this has been also allowing myself to be seen by the world, which honestly is so uncomfortable. Okay, as someone who is really private, as someone who has been cocooning for the last couple years, as someone who has been developing her whole self practice, right? Connecting to my whole self and loving myself, I realized that I had really just taken the time to step away from the world and take time to get to know me, to discover me, to connect to my joy, because I knew I wanted to live a different kind of life. I used to have a job at a nonprofit that I loved. I was in a relationship. I had the car. I had the home. Like, everything was set. I had the foundation. But I was really unfulfilled. I felt like something was missing and I didn't really know what it was. And when I relocated to Long Beach, I realized that I needed a different perspective. And I needed to take the time to get to know myself, to discover who I was, because the old version of me wasn't who I wanted to be anymore. I didn't want to silence my voice. I didn't want to make myself small. I didn't want to hide away in the corner. I wanted to take up space, and I knew I had a purpose here. And so I really wanted to take the time to see what that looked like. And as I got deeper into my self-love journey, I started to realize that people were starting to see me in a different kind of light, and even more lately. And I had a beautiful shrooms trip yesterday. So I'm a big advocate of plant medicine. Cannabis and mushrooms are ones that I connect to. And with mushroom yesterday, I had a beautiful experience that took me on a journey of releasing, of renewing, of reconnecting, of joy, of love, of freedom, and of new opportunities. And in this space, one of the blocks that came up was the fear of being seen. And I realized, like, wow, like, I still, even though I've been in the social media world for the last year, which honestly, y'all, has been so big for me. I'm so proud of myself, because honestly, it was such resistance to get into the social media world. But I know that I'm meant to share the message of love. I know that I want to share the wisdom that has really transformed my life with other people, because I recognize that I went from being anxious and depressed and worried and stressed and drinking and just disassociating, to finding peace, love, harmony, beautiful relationships and connections, a sanctuary as a home. And it all took time, but in that time I was discovering who I was. And now it's like, okay, the universe is saying, time to put it out in the world, time to share your gifts, time to be a teacher, time to put yourself out there. And if you're one of those healers that is getting that call, I feel you. I really feel you. I am there with you. And I know it can be uncomfortable to take that leadership role, but I'm here to tell you that you deserve to be seen, you deserve to be heard, you deserve to take up space. And it starts with you wanting that for yourself and giving yourself permission to let go. Let go of that old story that tells you you can't. Let go of the old story that is telling you you're not good enough. Let go of that ancestral trauma that is keeping you chained to pain, to dis-ease, to scarcity mindset, to feeling like you're not worthy of receiving all this abundance. Because I am telling you, as I am telling myself right now, that we are worthy of receiving abundance. If we are out here wanting and actually here to support humanity, the evolution of humanity, we have to allow ourselves to be seen. It's so important. You have to allow yourself to be seen. Why? Because when you do, your light radiates, which impacts so many different people. That's why doing the inner work is so important. That's why understanding, like, whoa, what is this ancestral trauma about? Because we don't only have ancestral trauma, we also have ancestral gifts, right? That can help us in this world, that can help us navigate this chaos, right? This is the time to tap in to your tool belt, to tap into your toy belt, to tap into your ancestral gifts, to tap into your community, because we don't got to do this alone. Okay? We don't have to do this alone. We deserve to be supported in our dreams. We deserve to be loved. We deserve to be seen. And we deserve to share. But it starts with you allowing yourself to be open. Be open to the discomfort. Be open to the newness. Be open to the shift. Be flexible, right? A lot of times we do yoga to feel more flexible in our body, but it's not just in our body, it's in our energetic being. It's how we flow in life. Things will change. Change is always happening and we can't always control it. I'm learning that lesson right now, as I had to take a moment to recognize that a part of being an entrepreneur and putting things out there is sometimes things don't work out. As I recently learned that it's okay to let go of projects that aren't in alignment anymore, to make space for all of this expansion out here. But in that, it's important to also grieve those projects and honor them. Today, I actually did a beautiful ceremony where I burned a flyer from one of my last events that we had to reschedule, and I was really sad about it. And I realized, like, oh, I need to feel through this emotion so I can be open to the newness of what is evolving from this. And it was beautiful. I did a whole ceremony. I burned the flyer. I said a prayer. And I allowed myself to feel it. And I cried and I held myself. And now I feel so ready. I'm like, let's do this. What's next? Where are we going? How are we going to change the world? Right? Because there's space for all of it. Seeing all of ourselves. Seeing when we're sad. Seeing when we're angry. Seeing when we're, happy and enjoy. Seeing when we're in love, seeing when we're in, a space that feels good, that feels safe, that feels filling. When we are in those spaces, everything is possible. And so a huge part of my work is creating intentional spaces for community to heal together. Because together, as a holder of a container, as someone who receives downloads of visions of how I'm meant to bring more joy and community healing into spaces, as someone who has been doing event planning for the last 13 years, I have now transitioned into hosting events for my wellness practice, my wellness sanctuary, Breathe Joy. And so I love it. I'm sure you're seeing the events out there in the world. Follow my Instagram to see more about those events that will be held throughout the month. But that is one of the things that I'm really excited about, is hosting events, because I love bringing people together. I love when people come in and just are excited to connect. I love when people are able to make friends in a space and feel like I want to be here again. Like being able to feel like, yo, I found a place to call home where I can lean on people. That's the kind of environment I want to co-create with people. And so if you're about that life, reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation about co-creating something magical in the universe. But in that space, I realize as I'm collaborating and co-creating with other individuals, I am also being activated, right? I like to use that word activated instead of triggered, because activating is really just activating that energy in our bodies, right? Whatever is surfacing from that experience. And it doesn't mean it's a bad thing, right? When we are activated, it's an opportunity to be curious of what is surfacing so that you can breathe through it, so you can process, so you can heal that wound. by loving yourself and letting it go, right? When we heal those wounds, we're able to make space for all the things we are praying for. But if we don't give ourselves that space to reflect, to hold space for ourselves, or even receive that healing, right? I realize a huge part of my healing journey has been also leaning into healers, leaning into coaches to help me see clearly where I can't see, where it's foggy and I feel confused and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Everything's on fire, right? I have those moments too, y'all. Like, I get it. Life be lifing, and I'm human and I'm still trying to figure it out. But what I do know is that my mission here is to help you come back to your heart space, whether that's in an energy session, whether that's one-on-one coaching, whether that's hosting community events with you, or whether you're attending an event and making friends and learning some new tools, right? There's so many ways to co-create with someone, and I love to do that because I naturally have this way that, as I've learned, my gift is influence. Like, I can support people in seeing a different perspective, right? Like, we don't always have to see things all or nothing, binary thinking. There's space for the gray, there's space for flow, there's space for the rainbow, right? Like, there's space for all of it. And when we're open to all these different ways where relationships can flow, then we don't keep ourselves like, this is the only way. But to remember that when you start to build these authentic collaborations with people, when you start to build these authentic relationships with people, right? It's an evolution of it. We got to be patient through the process, and in that you will be seen, which again, I have learned recently, it can be very uncomfortable to be seen, but I also am grateful for it because it's reminding me of the beauty of who I am. It's reminding me of the beauty of another person. It's reminding me of how much I have grown. And so I am so grateful for the people that see me, that honor me, that love me. And I hope that you have that as well in your life. And so this is my connection to being seen, and I hope you give yourself that opportunity to be seen. If you need that love and support, I would love to hold that space for you. Chat soon.